I think we're live. Let's just double check. I think we're live. Nope, I need to sort out the camera. Face cam. Face cam. Oh, that's why. I'm plugged in. There we go. My beautiful face. Happy if I zoom it. There we go. So let's just take the auto frame off. There we go. Alright, we've got some people in the chat, so if you're already here, say hi. You get to see my beautiful face once again. Because that's how we like to do it on this place. Hey DJ. Oh, of course, yeah, you were at you were over in Manchester. Let me know how was the place? How was your nice weekend? I mean, the weather has been absolutely gorgeous over here. Did you get to do everything that you wanted to be able to do? You'll have to bear with me a second. I'm just trying to get everything all promoted, so we've got as many people as we can. So it's more fun when it's that way, you know. Oh, you play. Oh, I thought you went to. I thought you said you went to Manchester. Have I got my weekends mixed up? In that case, how was Path of Exile? It's not quite the same, but how was Path of Exile? Path of Exile? Path of Exile. Oh, we just had something come through. What would you just get? Oh, David Ling has subscribed. Yeah, David, if you're in the chat right now, say hello. Thank you so much if you are watching right now. Shut up, group. Right, there we go. That's all. Ah, it's this coming weekend. Sorry, I've got my two mixed up. Clearly, that's my fault. Right. Okay, I think we are all promoted out now. I think so. That means I can divert my attention to you, lovely people. There we go. Just get one of those. Pop that up on there. Perfect. And we'll just we'll go through some standard runs. Let me know if you're in the chat and you would like to be able to play along. By all means, just let me know in the chat. I'll be doing one of the archaic ways of being able to get people into the run, which is going to be using a pen and paper. But if you let me know if you want to join in the chat, I will happily write your name down on the piece of paper and we'll get people in. Yeah, it's fine, I suppose. Tell you what, we'll run through. We'll get one going just to warm up. I've been focusing on my Trickster gameplay. Yeah, no worries at all, DJ. Definitely going to be here. So yeah, as soon as you drop by. We'll definitely be able to get you in, I'm sure. But yeah, I've just been focusing on my Trickster, and it's one of those classes that I've been putting off for so long. I just can't get into it anymore. I really hate the Trickster. I don't know why. There's just something about the Trickster I just hate. Go. There we go. Oh, for some good time. Hey, it's Empus. How's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by. And for your continued support as always. I'd like to see that you keep commenting on our videos. It really means a lot. Obviously, it helps out the algorithm, but it also, yeah, it's just nice to actually, you know, have a chat about things with other like-minded players. Send you back there. Woohoo! Thinking of bringing your level 16 Trickster. That's it's probably not a bad shout, to be fair. Like I said, I'm still getting to grips with the Trickster. It's not been that successful, really. I just don't like playstyle. Like, if I was to be up close, I love the fact that you can just be tanky with a Devastator. Why would you ever sacrifice yourself to going that kind of route, to be up close, and just be so squishy? I understand that you're supposed to be difficult to be able to hit in the first place, but it's just something about it really gets me. I'll tell you what, if you're in the chat right now, let me know what's your least played class, or least favourite if you haven't played all of them. Also, I hope that the sounds are a bit better today, because I have moved around my setup just to be able to get the microphone into a much better position. But if there's still an issue, please let me know. Now, for those of you that are watching that aren't aware, the sign up for second round of betas for WorldSlayer. I think is it Friday? I think the beta is. So if you haven't already, get yourself signed up. See if you can take part in the beta. Now, obviously, this only really applies to anyone that's PC or Xbox, because they don't like PlayStation players. No, I'm joking. The beta's only open to them, just due to limitations, I believe. Scratch my face. Let's go. Don't play firepower builds. Least played, think Techno, because Techno's AP builds kind of suck. To be fair, I actually think that anomaly powered Technos are probably one of the most fun ones to actually have in this game. Just because they get minigun. They look the most badass when they actually get going. But I do agree that they are probably one of the hardest to actually get going in the first place. Like, miniguns really do suffer. The RPGs are pretty good, but there's no way to be able to stack up your anomaly power. I do think the patch tree is going to change a lot of that, so if you are looking to be able to play an anomaly power Technomancer, I think you're going to be in luck. But I suppose we'll see. Only time will tell, eh? Oh, was it Thursday this round two? Oh, sorry, that's my fault. I've got the dates mixed up. That's right, because beta 1 was supposed to be on the Friday. That's what. Go. Typical. There we go. Hey, Davo, whichever one it is. Feel free to correct me. How's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by. David, we're having a bit of a discussion right now, which is obviously what is your least played or your least favourite class that's actually in Outriders right now. Because for me right now it is Trickster. It's taken me 13 months and I finally started actually levelling up a Trickster. Wanted to see what all the fuss was about. There we go. Nice one to get started. I'm completely with Tempest right there. I do think that the it's going to see a nice benefit from the Pax trees. So yeah, I do think that the was it lethal devices, if I remember right, the one that triggers and applies toxic and all that kind of thing. It's gonna free up a lot in the build, which is probably going to be probably the nicest part about it. So for example, we don't have to run fixing wave anymore. Because we don't have to use Quartermaster, we can rely on something like Toxic Lead to be able to reliably refill our magazine. And just the fact that we're able to keep refreshing that Toxic means that our anomaly power is actually going to benefit. So I do think that standard minigun builds are actually going to get the biggest benefit, because using the Massacre mod allows you to be able to get your anomaly power up to some stupid heights. So when you actually do get that, you actually apply 10% of your anomaly power, which means that your bullet damage is just going to be constantly refreshed. Now, it's just a case of, does it have an internal cooldown? If it has an internal cooldown, it can only be applied once a second, for example, then it's not going to be as viable. But if it's something that can be applied on every single bullet, then it's just going to see a massive DPS increase every single time you refresh that Toxic. We do have space for 2 players to be able to jump in, so if anyone is around by their console or by their PC and would like to be able to jump in, well, there's no queue, there's no stipulations, feel free to bring whatever character you want in, and we'll go through some runs. If it's okay with you though, I'm going to drink straight out of this Tango bottle. I have heard we're around about, what is it, like 5 weeks till the launch of WorldSlayer, if I remember right. Hold on. Yeah, it's about 5 weeks, which is pretty cool. Oh, goddamn ones. It'd be interesting. Are you looking to be able to pop in? I could drop you a room code, but I'm pretty sure I've got you on the friends list. No, unfortunately, that was one of the few things that we actually didn't go through before you went away on holiday. So actually, I don't have that. So I've relied on a piece of paper and paper and pen. So I'll probably get that information from you at some point. Let's start another expo. Gotta go fast. Joel! Hey, Joel! How's it going? Someone banned that damn West bar. What is that, a fake Damwaz? Oh yeah, the scammers getting real desperate now, aren't they, if that's the case? There we go. We'll change the name of Nightbot to Damwazbot. Oh, that was one. Nope. Oh, we just go. Damwaz the sexy one. Tipping £5. I love Damwaz. Have you made a brand new account just to be able to have that as a name? Oh, jeez. I suppose I could do half a shot for that. Can you do half a shot? I feel like a shot is a small enough measurement in the first place. This mediocre is basically what speedruns would look like if you don't know anything about speedrun routes. That's what this would be. This is the non-speedrunning version of speedrunning. What else we got? We got Sham in here. Hello, Sham. E-Tektronics. I mean, I'm happy for you to be able to pop into a few games in here. That's by all means. We got Jason. Hey, Jason. I mean, it popped up on my side, Dan. The donation. That's why I said if you change it, really made. Turns out no videos behind. Oh, that's a good run. I'm happy with that. I didn't even get to see the time on there. A 550. I don't even know if that's good anymore. That's the thing. We've got so many good speedrunners. I honestly have no idea. Well, it's definitely not good enough to take first, but I feel pretty good about that. I thought that was a solid run. What's that put me at? 550. Puts me top 14, I think. It's okay, I suppose. Turns out he actually wasn't that good after all. Now we do have space. Like I said, we have space for 2 people. So if anyone in the chat right now wants to be able to take part, I can sort out a queue section, but I mean, there's just space, so feel free to pop in, and I find it's more enjoyable to be able to play with a few people rather than, you know, just by yourself. Enjoy yourself, Dan. I hope your Warzone kills are bountiful. Plenty and bountiful. Yeah, sure, by all means, take the text. Let me just grab a code. Yeah, well, I'll keep trying. I've never really like dedicated myself to keep pushing for a speed run, but you know, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty impressed, pretty happy with that run. So maybe I'll keep going. It's been so infrequent since I've checked the since I checked the speed run, so happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Do you know what? I'll probably Coliseum. It's still not my fastest Coliseum, so. Yeah, go for it, Tempest. Feel free. Yeah, just feel free to use that code. Let me see. I might keep plugging away at that. I feel like I could probably get that down if I actually did practice. Mediocre. That's like the most like politically correct kind of statement that's going, isn't it? It's especially not about beating anyone else. It's just about being the best you. It's a leaderboard. I thought the whole purpose of a leaderboard is to actually compete against everyone. Awesome. Yeah, of course, DJ. I'll tell you what. I'll put you as first one on the list. What we'll do is, well, how we did last time was we'll have 2 runs and then we'll swap someone else. So, DJ. No worries. You're number 1 on my list right now. So let's get a couple of. Let's go for a scorched. Everyone loves a scorched, especially seeing you can complete it quickly. Woo. Play-Doh's just an absolute machine. The only good thing is the fact that he doesn't have a Technomancer time on Colosseum. That makes me feel a little bit better. Does it still technically count as you're beating them if they don't have a time submitted? Like, can I put that on my CV next to, or on the banner for Babylon? With like asterisk saying technically beating Play-Doh there. Ah well. So that was everyone's weekend anyway. Let me anyone do anything interesting, anything fun? Once again, thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean the world. It's great to see that we still have quite a few people that still enjoy Outriders. It's like a weird countdown to Christmas. Let's keep up on the chat as well, because I don't want to leave this behind. Wants to beat the Trick Archer is so bad, I think it's out of reach. Some of the casters can compete still. I'll grab them. Hey, don't worry about it, you Tektronix. Absolutely fine. I mean, it's better to be rusty now than when WorldSlayer does actually drop. Get all the training out the way. Yeah. So is there anyone in here that has actually signed up for the second beta then? That's coming out later this week? There we go. Oh, leave that one. If I sign up and get accepted, do I have to play the beta this coming weekend? If so, I can't play. I believe it's longer than that. So you can sign up and you'll still have access. Can't remember how long it said. I think it was supposed to be over a week, if I recall right. So there's no obligation to have to play it this weekend. So you can still sign up and you can still play. I'm pretty sure it's lasting longer than a week. Also, if you do sign up, there is absolutely no obligation that you have to play it. You know, obviously you will be technically taking your place for someone else that might have actually played it, but obviously things do come up when it comes to personal life, so, you know, I think there is some kind of understanding when that actually happens. Electronics. So there is beta phase number 2 that's coming out on Thursday, which is only for Xbox and for PC players. And what it will basically give you access to is WorldSlayer, and you get to test what's currently made available in that current build of the game. So basically any kind of like weapon mods, any kind of like changes that may have actually gone through, any of the new weapons, any of the new kind of like legendary sets that are actually coming out, all that kind of good stuff, all the juicy stuff, you get to have a hands-on experience with how it actually plays, so you get to actually enjoy it. Now just keep in mind that from our understanding, but unfortunately I haven't got any kind of like confirmation that this is definitely the case, if you do actually take part in the beta, like the stuff that you actually get from it, you won't actually keep. This is just purely from a playtesting kind of side of things, so therefore don't expect to try and think you're going to get ahead of everyone and all that. It's just purely there to just to like give it a go and all that kind of thing. Let's do that then. If you bear with me a second, I'll see if I can find... It's got to be... Bear with me a second, let me see if I can find the link. So if you do actually want to sign up, it's pretty much there and ready to go. Close beta, there you are. Tell you what. There you go. There's the link. So if you're thinking about like checking it out or all that kind of thing, make sure you click that link, because that will be the one that actually takes you to like the area which explains it all, which gives you all the information you actually need to know, and it also gives you the link to be able to actually sign up and send you details. Now, I don't think it's guaranteed that you'll actually be able to get into it. Sorry, excuse me. But that is how you have a chance to, and that's how you enter to be able to give yourself a go. Yeah, no worries at all. Kind of a bastard would I be if I didn't give the community information about Outriders, eh? How much does everyone play around with using different armor sets? Is the Pyro Reforged set viable? Now, I haven't tested too much when it comes to the Pyro, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. I've touched it a little bit. Did one kind of like build with the Yukari and messing about with armor piercing and trying to increase anomaly power to stupid lengths to be able to increase firepower. But outside of that, I haven't got much experience, so probably not the best person to speak to. But I have mixed up an armor set for Devastator. I managed to mix it up with the Borealis, which was a lot of fun. Wasn't necessarily the most viable, but it was interesting to say the least. Yeah, no, it's still DJ. Yeah, by all means. It'd be nice to see you on there. I mean, the playtest is there to be able to have the more the merrier, you know? One second, I do see there is a message that I need to have a look at. Asking about bugs and fixes. Let me get out the hectic section and then we'll have a look into that. Gotta love the explosive radius of the barrel. Oh, I know. The one account will be DJs. I'll have a look at Cold Heart. Bear with me a second, and we'll have a look into your question a little bit more in a second. Okay, cool. Right, so let's have a quick look. So, Cole, there is a bug with general management that is blocking my progress. I hate it. I hope PCF can fix this soon when WorldSlayer is released. I already tried what recommended, but it didn't work. When you say general management, just give me a few ideas. Give me like a brief overview as to what you're suggesting, and or what you're mentioning, and I'll. I mean, we've got a couple of contacts with Square Enix. We can have a check as to what's being looked at, what they recommend, all that kind of side of things. I may be able to get some different information for you. If it's not, then it's a genuine new bug. I'm more than happy to raise it to the developers, and we'll get that looked into for you. Yeah, DJ, I feel like you should just sign up for it anyway. I mean, at the very least, you get to be able to like see what's coming in WorldSlayer. You get to see what a few people don't even know about just yet, and you get to experience all that. I mean, just for the new stuff alone is worth it. But if you want to wait, that's equally understandable. Playtest is for people to enjoy. As long as you're enjoying it, then that's the main thing. Besides, you know, there's no harm in signing up. If they say no, then you know, that you didn't get a spot, then you didn't get a spot. No harm, no foul. Can't teach me for trying to get a drink. Cool. Cool, yeah. So that's 2 runs. We're looking to get in DJing on the next one then. So what else we got on here? Only part I've had anything close to success with is the volcanic rounds one so far, but I don't think I actually have all the armor pieces yet. BB4, I mean, if you're around, I'm more than happy to blast through a few runs with you now, and we can try and get you some more additional pieces. In terms of DJ, can't talk about it. Going to be hard for you. Yeah, to be fair, the NDA is what what kills us the most because, do you know what? I can't say anything more than that. I feel like if I try and pass judgment, it technically breaks the NDA. So, let's just say the NDA is there for a reason. Because the beta is exactly that. It is there to be able to playtest, to be able to see if anything's legitimately broken, to be able to try and find all that data ready for the devs to be able to work on, so it is actually a full game ready for launch as soon as the 28th of June or 30th of June actually does come around. So they don't have to worry about things being potentially like stupidly powerful, in which case then they would have to start looking at nerfing things. And obviously everyone pretty much knows the story that actually came around that with the first week of launch when Outriders actually happened, so I'm sure they don't want to have another fiasco of that on their hands. So yeah. Did I get a... Ooh. I've got a slightly better Crown of the Borealis than I normally do. Good times. Sound. Cool. Well, I mean, Technotronics, feel free to stay in, because Tempest has bowed out. Thank you so much, Tempest. Definitely makes my job a little bit easier. DJ, I'll grab you a code. Now, just remember, if anyone in the chat is looking to be able to actually play along with us, just let me know. Type in !join. Just grab me. Just let me know that you're actually looking to be able to play, and we'll quite happily just drop you in and get you in like after a run or two and do it that way. And when I can figure out how the technology side of it works, I'll actually get the queue system actually working properly. There we go. It's an accolade dealing with finding legendary armor in expeditions. It doesn't count even though stated you have to. So finding all the mods. I have a full library. It says I'm missing one. Ah, right. So the one that says it's missing one, that is something that is pretty well known in the community. That does actually exist. The best thing to do is raise a ticket with the support team. If you actually drop them a message, just be able to show them like a screenshot of that, they will be able to help you out with that one. As for the legendary armor one, and this is one that's been made aware to me over on the official Outriders Discord. If you actually have a quick look, is it progression? Nope. Item management. So this one, so legendary outfits and tier 5. Now mine says 84 out of 95. The reason why that's the case is because I haven't done too much on my Trickster, but the main ones that I'm actually missing will actually be down to the cannonball set pieces. Now you can have one account that actually does pick up all the cannonball pieces, and this will actually show on your transmog library that you've actually got every single piece of legendary armor. But what you actually need to be able to do is collect the cannonball on every single character. So that means that's 20 pieces of cannonball that you actually need to pick up compared to just having the 5 on one character. So if you are missing a few pieces, then I recommend actually playing on some of your lesser played characters and trying to find all the cannonball, and eventually it will unlock. Unfortunately, there's no easy way of being able to trace this. Or to be able to track it, but I'm pretty confident, and the source I got this from was quite reliable, so therefore that should actually be the case. So if you do feel like you're missing a few pieces, then that's probably the best place to actually start. Like for example, if I go to my armors, you can see this is all full: 27, 17, 17, 17, 17. So you can see I have one of every single legendary piece. But if you actually add them all together, and then you actually add on another 15 for the cannonball, that should actually bring you back to the total that you actually need to find. Anyway, yeah, they are really pushing the cannonball. It's yeah, the cannonball set is really. Oh, we'll delay that so you got a bit more time. Yeah, they really want you to find the cannonball set, but I can kind of see how it is, because obviously it's a legendary set that's available to every single class. It's a universal one, so I can kind of see what they were aiming for with that. But unfortunately, there's no easy way to be able to track if you're missing, like for example, the boots on your pyro and the gloves on your trickster. You've got to actually manually go through it and be able to find all the cannonball pieces. Now, technically the easiest way would be to like potentially have a new character go through a CT15 and have someone take you through it, and then start cycling all the way through Tiago, and then just buy every single piece of cannonball. And then that's probably the easiest way to be able to guarantee it. Otherwise, you just keep playing through on those characters and do it that way. So you have to collect it on all builds. That is correct, yeah. I believe that's the case. Like I said, the source that I got that from is pretty legitimate. I haven't tested it myself, but I have no reason to doubt them. Especially since they actually have done the accolade. That just makes it a little bit more trustworthy in my opinion. Like, if they hadn't done it, then I suppose I'm not aware of the emote bug, but saying that, I haven't kept myself up to date with that one. Kind of curious what that actually does. So was it something like a soft lock or something like that? I think it was. Of your character? When you say a soft lock of your character, as in like you can't actually swap and choose another character, or can't go back to the main screen to be able to choose that way? I will be answering the chat, don't worry. I will be catching up with it. Right, so... that's a lot of cloth. They just really want to give you a reason to be able to continually grind this game. That's all. And if it's cannonball, then so be it. It'll be cool if you can fire a cannonball if you use melee strike. I actually have suggested this to the devs. I also suggested something along the lines of if you you Marvel, there's a character called Cannonball. He's basically kind of like the Juggernaut in a way, but he has like fire jets around his feet. So he literally launches himself into enemies. I suggested something like that. If you've ever played Mass Effect as well, and you know of is it the Sentinels? It's one of them. One of them has access to. Yeah, one of them has access to kind of like a launch ability that recharges their psionic shield. I was suggested something along those lines. I thought that would be hilarious. But it is too similar to things like Gravity Leap, for example. But it's food for thought. The stupid thing is that if they ever do make like an Outriders 2, these are all ideas that potentially could actually make it into the next game. You know, that's why we suggest these things. It sounds crazy, because it is crazy. But it's things we'd like to see, so... Freakies is just to say, I don't think it counts gear you bought when boosted by high level leaders. There is a potential that could actually be the case. Unfortunately, it's been a little while since I actually tested that theory out. So, I mean, that's why we do these stream carries, so you can actually get them to drop legitimately. If that is actually the case, then my Trickster definitely needs to be able to get some more items to actually be able to drop. But if I actually do find out the genuine answer to that, then I will I'll quite happily keep you all posted. But I mean, either way, it technically treats it as a drop, doesn't it? I suppose, but I could be wrong. You know, there is a chance that I'm wrong on that one. Actually, it's probably more likely that is actually the case. Right, let's catch up then. So we'll get mediocre in as well. I've got your name down on the list. How did you join a queue on this stupid app? Don't worry, mediocre. I've got your name written down. So unfortunately, the technology that was set up was when Dan was hosting. So when I'm hosting, I don't have that currently set up. So I will look into that ready for Thursday. MJ says, thanks for streaming tonight. It's nice to see you. It's an absolute pleasure to hear from you as well. Softlock as it renders the character in mobiles. I'm not able to move, fire, pause, or quit the game. That's interesting. Davo, if you're over on our Discord, if you've got any kind of like video clips that you can show us, or like screenshots or something that can help us back that up, I'll quite happily drop a message over to Toby and have a chat with him, see if that's something we can get their eyes on. Has anyone opened the pod before you should? I did on Archways recently and nothing came out, and the yellow thing to get back to base wasn't there. Did get my gear at camp before after abandoning though. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever had that in the close to 500 hours that I've actually played BB4. That's pretty unique. I'm not gonna lie. Fair enough. I don't even know what to say to that. I'd love to have seen that. That's pretty fancy. Temple says you have a bold dash to let you mimic the Juggernaut, or make a really weak version of it. I do agree with you on that. I love what it looks like. I love the idea of the skill, but unfortunately the execution is just not there. So you know, it is what it is. Yeah. But it would be interesting to see if other classes could have had something like a similar skill like that, just because it was named Cannonball. That would have been quite fun. Pooh Scuff streamer. Hey, this is only my second stream. You know, I'm trying to do the best I can. All right. Right. So if we can, so we do have DJ in at the moment. So if we could, E-Tetronics. No, this is actually just a skin I have. So I just love the look of the Voodoo Matchmaker. But in actual fact, it's just a standard epic burst AR that I managed to get to drop on the floor. I do love the Voodoo Matchmaker though. It is definitely one of my favourite ones, and I have tried it out, but just doesn't have the it's not the right roles for a techno, unfortunately, which is a shame. Enjoy yourself, E-Tectonics. I really appreciate you stopping by, and thank you so much for popping in to be able to have a couple of runs. I might be picking up Tiny Tina's Wonderlands again soon, because the second DLC has dropped, but I just haven't brought myself to get it updated just yet. So I keep hearing kind of like lackluster things from it, but it is a Borderlands game at the end of the day, and I do enjoy my Borderlands games. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye and keep ourselves posted on that. So. Yeah, ever since the transmog system came out, everyone's just been confused as to why everyone's running. It's yeah, no worries at all. Anytime. Like I said, we'll be back on Thursday, so if you are around a little bit later on, we'll still be here, and same again on Thursday evening. So feel free to stop by and feel free to, you know, pop in and have a couple of runs. If I don't catch you for the rest of it, enjoy the rest of your evening. Right, so let's get Mediocre, if Mediocre is still in the chat. I hope he is. He said he was going to join. It was, to be fair, Tiny Tina's was a fun game. I enjoyed it leading all the way up to the end game. I enjoyed the end game, but it's the only disappointing thing is it's just the DLC. Now the DLC for Borderlands have normally been in the past pretty good, to be fair. Like I enjoyed the stuff that like Borderlands 3 had. I especially love Borderlands 2, especially for that Assault on Dragon's Keep. But it just, I don't know. Just I was a little bit disappointed with what it was when it actually dropped. I just like I don't normally buy into like hype and all that kind of thing most of the time, but that after I actually played it, it just kind of just kind of threw me off. Yeah, PCF definitely hit the mark with this, with the transmog. They definitely got it right with this, and especially for it being a free update as well. I do think after the sour taste that people had in their mouths after the Fortress change, and the global cooldowns for like things like Moaning Winds, etc., etc., I think it probably would have been a kick in the jewels or something like that for if they actually asked people to be able to pay for it. But New Horizon update was absolutely spot on, and I think that actually revitalized people's faith in this game. So they definitely did it the right way around. And now I can't see the chat. There we go. You show off. Cool. Right. I mean, there is a boomtown, to be fair. Go on, let's go crazy. Let's do it. Tiny Tina's is a lot of fun, to be fair, DJ. Yeah, I like I said, I genuinely enjoyed my time playing Tiny Tina's. From especially the story. The story was a lot of fun all the way through. It felt a little bit on the short side for a Borderlands game, but I suppose that kind of reflected in the price, which is absolutely fine. And I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the end game. The end game with the dungeons and the modifiers and the secret raid bosses and all that kind of thing. Honestly, the first few times that you go through it, absolutely loved it. And then it just felt like I understand they need to nerf things, and I understand they need to be able to amend things and all that kind of thing, but they really did take away like some of the things. Like the Clawbringer really, really suffered after those first couple of times. Those first couple of kind of, what do you call it, nerfs that came through. And it was a real shame, because the Clawbringer was typically the class I wanted to play first. And I had to, I ended up choosing the worst class. There you go. That's just typical on me, really. That's so yeah, I had a lot of fun on it, and that's not to say I wouldn't go back to it. I think when it comes to like Borderlands content, like everyone already has their established people when it comes to it. Like everyone knows Moxie, everyone knows like Killer Jolts and Killer 6 and Jolts, dude. I've got the two mixed. I've got the two joined together there. You know, then there's a bunch of others, and those are just the three that I follow. But it's kind of like Destiny in a way. Like everyone kind of stays with their clique in a way. Like as soon as you find one person that does like covers the game, you kind of like just stay with them. Whereas I don't think you know, Outriders was like that. I'm pretty confident like everyone was pretty good when it came to the community for that. Like everyone was quite welcoming. Like whether you were a small channel, whether you're a big channel. You know, everyone got to enjoy like more content kind of thing. You know, it brought in the speedrun community, brought in people that just wanted to make builds, brought people that wanted to mess about. It was registering. Okay. There we go. Cool. Right. Yeah, nerfs are a bit BS, but hey ho, it is what we as gamers have to deal with, I suppose. Was it a promo for laptops? Do you know what? I missed that memo. I'm not too entirely sure. Thanks so much, Davo, and thanks so much for popping by and saying hi and all that kind of thing. But you enjoy yourself. Have a nice evening, and hopefully work's not too bad for you tomorrow. And hopefully we'll catch you around. Well. Okay, sells laptops. Should somebody want cheap? Asked if it's Windows compatible. You wouldn't say, yeah, you gotta be careful about those ones. Yeah, no worries, DJ. I mean, to be fair, unless someone... I mean, if you've got to go, then fair enough. But if anyone wants to pop in, feel free. If not, I'm more than happy to carry on running with the same people. The spaces are there to be used. Fair enough then, DJ. Well, if anyone's in the chat and wants to hop in, by all means, let me know, and I'll, you know what, I'll even just drop a code, and if you want to take part, you can just join in at any point. There we go. Did I get rid of everything? No, I did not. Gotta get those resources ready for WorldSlayer. Yeah, no worries at all, mediocre. Yeah, absolutely fine. No, I just appreciate you stopping by and all that kind of thing. Do a campfire then. I'll come back. We'll wait for you at the start area then, DJ. Oh no, you've... Oh, we've got BB in. I'll tell you what, DJ, I'll mark you down on the list. If you're still around, then I'll ask if you're free, and then do it that way. Or we can get you after this one, because Mediocre's going to pop out. Honestly, two streams in a row. We've got some big names in the Outriders community. We had Play-Doh Bear in the last one, and Mediocre this one. I'm upset at the fact that he hasn't brought his firepower dev though. You know, but that's just me. Maybe next time. Am I missing something? What even was that? Tempest, I'll get you quickly typed down on the piece of paper. There we go. Record time. There we go. Yeah, let's have a quick look. So we've had Joel. I can understand if you've already done the story once, and then you ask for a story skip, but dudes who never even played the game are just trying to get to expeditions like you for robbing for your own stuff. No, I do agree. I do think the story is 100% worth a play on this game. You know, definitely. I mean, I even went back and started playing the story and forgot how good it actually was. It's when you actually get asked on streams and all that kind of thing, or you see it over in the Outriders Discord, all that kind of thing, and people asking for story skips. You know, it's just a service we offer. You know, we just want to let people know that you can actually come to us and be able to get that from us. If you want to ignore the story, that's your prerogative. But if you were to ask me, like, should you play through the story? I would 100% tell you to play through the story. That was definitely one of my favourite garage doors as well, to be fair. That was so quick. Goal is to get to level 24 so I can use Time Rift, then make a new character and buy level 4 greens, then turn them purple and use Time Rift mods. It's kind of complicated, so I'll give you that. Let's just say I do follow your plan, and we'll pretend that way, shall we? As long as I'm not going to get in trouble for it. I mean, if he comes back to me and and I get in trouble, I'm not going to be impressed. BB4, by any chance, is this the elusive mod bomber build that keeps going around, or is this one of your own design? I haven't really checked out the mod bomber build, but I do keep hearing good things about it. Just seen a lot of mods hit for quite a bit of damage. I'm just kind of curious if that's actually the case. Oh, you and those looking spawns. Remember the whole blooming conversation we had in the Outriders Discord for that? Yeah, BB4. So I just wanted to check like the build that you're currently running. Is that I haven't personally checked because I don't play Pyro, so I haven't personally checked out the mod bomber, but I've heard some really good things about the mod bomber. I was just wondering because I saw a lot of like weapon mods and you're playing as a Pyro. Is that the build that you're currently playing, or is that one of your own design? Maybe when I need to get all the cannonball pieces for for the accolade, maybe I'll actually swap to a mod bomber. Oh, I've just noticed on the mini feed, I've completely forgotten about it 26 minutes ago, we did have Reese subscribe to the channel. So Reese, if you are around and you're in the chat, thank you so much. If you're not, either way, still thank you so much. Good stuff. I'm happy with the runs that are going on tonight. Oh, it just uses feed the flames to restart the flame buds. Oh, fair enough then. That's absolutely fine. I just, like I said, I haven't checked it out myself. I'm not talking to you. You can stay shut. I mean, mediocre. If you're running one of those, then let me know. I just thought you were running some kind of like debuff build for just to be able to help me out, and obviously just low level. But if that's what if you were running like a slight alteration, a slight version of the mod bomber, then like I said, I do need to check the footage out. I do need to actually run one myself and actually get it sorted. DJ, are you still around? Completed Eye of the Storm with no skills on your dev at the weekend. What kind of... So... are you classifying melee as a skill? Did you actually like do a melee build, or... I'm also kind of curious as to how long that took you. I mean, it were absolute wonders, to be fair, mediocre. Absolute wonders. I did see the damage link as well. It's a nice little touch. Like I said, I'll have a check out of it properly. I do need to make like an accolade push in this game. Half an hour, bloody hell. Right, I need to go through the journals. I do need to sort that out. The item management, like, I'm 2 away. I'm 2 away. God damn it. Like the Harvest Ore, I genuinely found this the most tedious accolade of all time. I will quite happily go back through the game to be able to go find all the journals. I've got no issues doing that. But if you were to... And I'm happy to be able to collect the Cannonball set 4 times on 4 separate characters. That's absolutely fine by me. But to be able to Harvest Ore, which takes a couple of seconds each time, and you've got to find a location that actually has them in the first place. I do that 250 times has just really wound me up. That's why I've stopped at 172. I will do it at some point, but yeah, that's taking the mick. So yeah, so once I get my trickster up to here, I'll actually start focusing properly on the skills. And I've only got a couple left to do on my pyro, and then that's actually all the way done. But I'm almost there. Oh, oh, no worries at all, BB4. That's absolutely fine. In that case, that does open up a space for Tempest, so... well... There we go. We'll just we'll drop that in for Tempest, because he was next on the queue, and then that actually finishes off the queue, which is good timing. I need a scrap remains to kill the orbs. Anything else I tried, and it would overwhelm me. Well, hopefully you get some nice rest there, BB4, and hopefully we'll catch you around on Thursday, and hopefully the rest of your evening is pleasant as always. Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for saying have a great stream, and take care. Take care of yourself. Have a nice rest of the evening as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean the world. I probably say that a bit too much, really, when I think about it, but that's genuinely because it actually does mean a lot that some of you actually do take time out of your day to be able to actually come into the stream. There was a time when we actually used to stream and we only used to get like about anywhere between 1 to 3 viewers, and you know, that made us so happy just actually having that. But the fact that we can have anywhere up to like 20, 30, 40, maybe even some more of you, sometimes. It just brings a smile to the face every time. So they're all terrible. They are all terrible. We haven't done a Martian. We'll go with a Martian. Have a good one, BB4. Hopefully we'll catch you around on the next one. Let's go. So what's everyone's most excited about when it comes to WorldSlayer? I know I'm looking forward to the build side of things again. It's been too long since we've had like a brand new build to be able to use. To be able to actually like dive into it, to be able to like sink our teeth into something new. Turns out this was not the gun. We'll swap back to this one. Note to self, don't use the we'll use the anomaly enhancement one going forward now. Bone shrapnel is there for your I've seen a couple of chat messages, so I will go through those very shortly, and you just take care of the mess. Yeah, much better. Much more consistent. You can all man the place. Let's have a quick look. So, what's using level 4 gear do with mods from other characters? It's not a big question for me, so we're good there. So go with that. This. Okay. I've seen a question about pack trees. I will quickly recap that in a second. Now, I may be a little bit biased, to be fair, on that. One, because I've glanced over the pyro. Two, because I am a Techno and a Devastator main. And three, because I haven't even checked out the Trickster's tree. I know of a couple of nodes on the Tricksters that sound absolutely nutty. I can't say I know everything off the top of my head, whereas like the others I actually kind of do. Mainly because I've done enough of the the build theory videos. So let's alright, let's have a look. Let's have a quick look now. So we've got a little bit of time. Oh well, I tell you what, I can answer free keys quite quickly now. So free keys, the next beta is happening this week on Thursday. So you should know before then if you have actually signed up, if you're actually going to be in it or not. So definitely keep an eye out on your emails. Right, so let's cover the pack trees then. So what I can recall, what I can remember most of the time. So Devastator and Techno are the easiest ones for me to be able to actually kind of like go through. So in terms of Devastator, Devastator got a clear tree for firepower and a clear tree for anomaly power. Now, Mediocre will back me up on this probably. That's firepower Devastator is probably one of the hardest things to be able to gear up and be able to get right, but once it actually does work, it is actually a really solid build. I haven't tried it in a team environment, but I imagine it probably still has its uses. But the top tree of the pack tree for the Devastator just got so much going on for it, and it just I think it really does make it like possible for anyone to pretty much gear up a firepower Devastator. I think it's got that ability and that power behind it to be able to do so, which I think is downright awesome. The bottom tree just kind of takes everything that's meta about an anomaly powered Devastator and just pumps it up to, 11, and just it takes the meta and makes it even more meta. It's going to be interesting to see how it kind of like compares like anomaly power to firepower, if both are actually going to be viable at the exact same time and it's just purely a preference thing now. But in terms of like which build needs its PAX points to really like benefit, Devastator has probably got it like in trumps there. In terms of like the Techno, Techno I was really interested in for the fact that Techno really got like a nice support kind of ability, and the fact that you can actually have team compositions with Technomancers now, rather than them actually just be a solo kind of like selfish class in a way. I think that's a really nice change, and I'm interested to see what changes that actually, like how viable, how like basically what that actually brings to the build, rather than just going pure DPS. Can we now actually go in a way of being a DPS medic and actually healing at the same time? I think it's a really nice change, and it's probably better than anything I probably could have thought of. Like, fixing wave was a great start, but the fact that we can now intrinsically do it just makes it even better. The fact that top tree is now also getting health regen means that the cycle tier 2 mod is just going to get absolutely bonkers, and it's going to get ran on every single firepower Technomancer build now, just to be able to give you a 60% weapon damage buff. Just as standard is just insane. It just pretty much like covered every single hole that the Technomancer actually does have in itself. So it's quite nice in that sense. what can I recall from the Pyro? I believe the Pyro got something absolutely nutty to be able to go with like nuke builds. I can't remember exactly how it works, but I think it was something like convection or something along those lines. And the fact that it just basically made like cooldowns just almost non-existent in a way. That's how it reads. But we'll see. That's something that the beta's there for. That's something that the testing will actually take care of. You know, whether that stays in, whether that actually gets amended, that's something that that's yet to be seen. So we'll know more about that when we can actually divulge some information. But yeah, it's basically every single class got something nutty. I'm pretty sure the Trickster got something that allowed it to be able to do like up to 750% damage and stuff like that. It's just absolutely bonkers what the backstreet offers. The only thing that I'm upset about is the fact that the minigun didn't get anything specific for itself. Like if you look through the techno trees, you know, there's like the way it branches off was like for specific skills. So you had things like obviously your firepowers basically had to go like dissection and all that kind of thing. So that was that top tree was for them. But they got things to be able to, for like their turret builds, they all got something. Their explosive skills got something. They got something to be able to provide healing, so in a way kind of like a special kind of fixing wave built into themselves. And the only thing that didn't get anything that was specific to itself was the minigun builds. And I'm really upset at the fact that the minigun builds just kind of... We've had the bug taken away, which gave us viability in the first place, and then they haven't given us anything back to be able to show, like... The bug was what made minigun builds viable, in a way. Like, they weren't top tier or anything like that, but they were definitely able to keep up with things. And the miniguns got absolutely no love when it came to this. The only way you can actually get some work done with a minigun build is, like we've discussed in the build theory, is the fact that you can go for top tree, activating the skill gives you some anomaly power. You can go into lethal devices to be able to consistently refresh toxic, so you can benefit from some multipliers now. And you can also use your anomaly power as like a source of damage, but then you have to go top tree to be able to inflict more statuses, to be able to then to like deal a little bit more damage. And it's only small percentages because the minigun bullets are weak in the first place, and if you're dealing 10% more damage from something that only inflicts 13,000, it's not going to be enough. And I think the miniguns really suffered the most out of all the builds that Technomancer actually had. I just feel sorry for anyone that's like a minigun player. Like I love the skill. I absolutely love the skill, but it just feels like they just got shafted, and it's a real shame. Everything else just became like viable. Like if it's not top tier, it's still a viable solution, and then just miniguns just got demolished. But hey ho, that's just my takes on that. To be fair, that's. Making perfect apocalypse builds, I completely agree with you on that. I'm really looking forward to seeing like what kind of drops we can get on this. The fact that we can now have something that's a little bit more random on our legendary drops, just... It was part of the reason people wanted to be able to farm legendaries in the first place. So the fact that we're now getting these in a roundabout way is quite nice. We'll catch up with the chat after I've babbled. The thing is, I hosted a poll to be able to say what class do people want us to like look at first, because I genuinely didn't know if I wanted to do Techno or Devastator first, and unfortunately it came back 50-50, so that didn't really help much. But that's how excited the Devastator class has got me. I really want to know if it's enough, that top tree, to be able to make firepower like broken. Well, not broken, just like really good. Like, I'm not being funny. If a Devastator that has no round-based skill can become meta, what are we even doing with our rifle builds anymore? It's like we're not even trying. Oh god. Balls. That's from me not paying attention. Forgot what the best AR sounded like for a while. Yeah. I just got Rifleman. Yeah, the strongest enemy in the whole game. Even stronger than Yaga. I got Rifleman. I'm kind of curious what you mean by Devs got shafted. To be fair, Tempest. Honestly, I would love to know a little bit more as to what makes you think that. Because I genuinely think they got something that was like their pack trees are genuinely that good. I'm kind of curious from what your take is on that. So if you can let me know what you think that is about, then by all means I'll quite. Well, I mean, more opinions the better, I suppose. DJ, yeah, no, of course, yeah, we can definitely do that. I'll tell you what, we'll do one more run, and then we'll finish the night off with a kill of story-based Yagak, and we'll do it that way. That should bring us up to our normal time. It comes out the gate rolling. Whee. The only thing I will say that when it came to the beta, the only thing I will say is that I tried Devastator, I tried Technomancer, and do you know what? Screw it. I had more fun as a Devastator than I did as a Techno. I won't say why, because NDA has to cover that. But I did. I genuinely loved playing Devastator. I didn't try Firepower because I wasn't able to get the set pieces. But I did. I think it was also before I actually made the build theory for the Firepower dev as well. So I probably didn't know how it kind of worked at that point either. army. So yeah. But an anomaly dev was more fun than playing techno, in my opinion. And I will not elaborate any further. So Casey, if they ever fix the statue set, I wonder if Tremor will still be used as a backup. I believe the statue set is going to be fixed as of WorldSlayer's drop. We have had it confirmed from the devs that was one of their main bugs that they wanted to be able to get fixed. So that should be, when WorldSlayer does drop, that should be all sorted, all fixed, and statue set should be one of the sets you can actually start gravitating towards. We had a Tempest leave. No worry. So DJ, it's up to you. We can either do one more quick run, or we can actually just go do the story thing now and wrap it up a little bit earlier today. What do you want? Your choice. Story. No, where's it all? Right, let's turn the squad. Yeah, just the last boss. Absolutely fine. Yep. There we go. James, you're going to catch me out there. Don't know. Do I have to now just work in winks? You can't accept. Can you accept now? I'll drop you another code. We'll get you in. There we go. Just think what they get is underwhelming. A bit of extra damage that gets stored for next use and cooldown on kinetic skills. We get bleed on seismic skills, which is useful, and none of the capstones did anything for me, though. I think... I kind of get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying there. Because the numbers are a little bit underwhelming, I suppose. But we've got to remember that this is a Devastator that's already tanky. This is the class that's not supposed to fall down. And they're not supposed to have like the damage output or like the DPS that like Technomancers should have. Technomancers have a high DPS because they are incredibly squishy. They like one wrong move and they will get absolutely knocked over and all that kind of stuff. Which I don't know why I'm telling you, to be fair, because you clearly know you've played the game long enough. So I do think that it's a nice boost. I like how it's you know, I think it's, without going crazy, it just gets me every time now. I think it's a nice boost to like start with. And who knows, that like it's better as a developer to actually, you know, to buff things rather than nerf them. And I think they're probably like just testing the water to be able to see if it is the right DPS for a Devastator to then actually start. Maybe they will boost it up from there. Yeah, no, the big bad, the be all and end all, and just I'll chuck a turret just to make it look like I did something. So I can kind of see where they're going with it, in a way. You know, it's to try and approach it from that side, but AP devs already do quite a bit. You know, especially when they're spec'd right, and the top tree does give you more damage, and it gives an interesting like new mechanic to be able to like. So you have to think about the skills that you actually use, rather than just or just start mashing Earthquake or all that kind of stuff. And then the middle tree of that does give you your cooldowns back faster on like your Despair, so your Gravity Leap, your Endless Mass, to be able to obviously play a more kind of debuff role. So it kind of helps out a little bit that way as well. The main viability, then the reason why I like it so much, is because it's giving an extra damage kind of like modifier to Impale. And as you probably already know, I'm completely biased when it comes to like Impale. I absolutely love the skill. And anything that you can get to be able to increase its damage is just a-okay with me. The fact that we can now have, was it 15? Was it 30%? I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. It's been a while since I looked at the skills. But we can actually get that on top of our Impales, and the fact that our Impales hit for so hard obviously then stores even more damage. I just like the idea of it. So, like, on paper it sounds amazing, but obviously when it gets put into theory, when it gets put practically and all that, maybe it's not going to work the way I think it is. But the debuff side of things, the fact that we're going to be able to get Despair so quickly back on actually going for that middle tree, is also, it's like, I love the fact on that as well. So it's going to be those two that I'll probably go for straight away. Like, after testing like the firepower build with the dude with the blunt, did you get boosted, did you? Oh, need to open that. You know, after testing out a firepower build and seeing actually how viable it actually could be, that top tree also makes me so happy for the fact that everything's just going to get even further. The fact that we could potentially have up to 100% weapon mag size, so we can actually have a shotgun that has 40 rounds in it, for example. Maybe even further if we actually increase it, like with the extra bullets and all that kind of thing, so you get an extra 10% on top of it. I'm not saying that's the best way to do, but you know, that is a way that you can actually go, and then we get damage based on how low our mags are. It just kind of fixes and fills in a few of like the dead mods that people had to use or had to like put into their builds, to now that we can take them out and actually put something a bit more damaging in. Like we had Bloodshock for Earthquake. We can actually take that out now because what was it called? The one name it's like Puncture. But Puncture now applies bleed as standard. So we get a new mod back. We can actually put that into something else that gives us more anomaly power. It can give us extra modifiers, you know, all that kind of good stuff. We actually have more versatility and more space to be able to actually put into our builds. And I think that's the reason why I like it as well, because it means that we can take our builds that we currently have and we can actually make them even better, just purely from having that fact that it just applies bleed, and we can actually put something. The top tree has a chance to be able to inflict bleed on shots, which means that we can now actually run things like Vampiric Mag without needing to use the Bulwark, or we can what else can we use, like Tainted Blood. We can test out to see if the Seismic Commander is actually kind of viable with, obviously, with the bleeding rounds, etc., etc. You know, it opens up so many more like avenues, so many more channels, and I think that's the reason why I kind of like it. But I suppose, you know, proof is in the pudding. Once it actually does drop, once we actually get our hands on it, once we actually get to test it properly in the final build of the game, yeah, that's when we'll know for certain. That's when we'll actually base our final decisions on that, I suppose. Yeah, no worries at all, DJ. I'm happy we managed to get that all sorted for you, and good luck when you arrive on Mr. Measure's stream using Time Rift with your low-level character. I'll enjoy that. Jose's like your videos, do keep it up. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by to the stream. Let me know that. It really actually makes my day for just hearing a couple of things like that. So thank you so much for that, for letting me know about that. What else have we missed? Well, let's try and catch up. Maybe it's because I'm looking at the 750% that the tricksters can do. Yeah, I think everything kind of like pales in comparison when you actually see like damage numbers like that. I don't think anything's really going to catch up to it. But wasn't it like a % chance to activate that or something along those lines? You had to try and meet a specific like condition, and it was only like certain skills, wasn't it, if I remember right, which as it currently stands aren't very good, but it kind of needed that boost to be able to get better. Similar to like how the snipers needed like having that like the top middle tree for technomancers to be able to get that nice DPS kind of boost. You know, it's specific, but it actually helps out that kind of like category and where it was kind of falling down originally. And I think that's also where I'm looking to be able to get the Critnomancer in as soon as possible, just to see how viable that actually could be as well. Yeah, anyways, I think that's well, I think we've hit the 11 PM mark on our side, so I think it's time to wrap it up then. So so thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you all so much for taking some time out of your day to be able to say hi and stop by and grace me with your presence in the chat and all that kind of thing. And thank you all so much to everyone that took part in the obviously in the runs and all that kind of thing. We will be doing this again on Thursday, so make sure you are available. Make sure you have set your reminders on YouTube as well to be able to let you know when we actually do go live on that. The stream is already set up and scheduled, so but yeah, it'll be very nice to actually see you over there. So okay, so oh, it works on gun damage as well. Do you know what? I may even just finish this stream and actually quickly have a look at Trickster, because we haven't done a pack tree video on Trickster, so maybe we'll actually do that. But thank you all so much for taking time out of your day. Thank you all so much for stopping by. It really does mean the world to me. Honestly, it really does, from the bottom of my heart. So thank you all so much, and as I always say, keep yourself safe, keep yourselves well. I'll see you all on our next video.